MasterChef is back.
I really think this is something I could do.
2 expert judges to decide who wins.
We're looking for a great cook who can make it as a professional. Someone to turn out exceptional food under pressure.
I won, it meant everything to me.
The prize, to work in a top restaurant.
This competition just gets tougher. Whoever wins, it's going to change their life.
I don't want to let them win. I don't want to mess up.
MasterChef is going large. These 6 contestants all want to become the next star restaurant chef. But in this programme, only one winner will get through to Friday's quarter-final. They face 3 tough tests. They have to invent a dish from scratch.
Very, very salty. My palate is slightly stripped.
They have to survive the pressure of working in a professional kitchen.
2 sea trout to start, followed by 1 veal scallop, 1 fish of the day.
And they have to impress the judges with their own recipes. All in just 2 days.
Welcome to MasterChef. 40 minutes, 1 great plate of food. Your time starts now.
It's the quick elimination test. Deciding which 3 stay are judges John Turode, top chef and restaurateur.
All I want to see is a competent cook who understands the ingredients they're working with. That's all.
And food writer and ingredients expert Greg Wallace.
Anyone who's chucking it in, suck it and see, it won't wash here. They've got to understand flavourings, they've got to understand the food.
The contestants have 40 minutes to invent a dish and cook it from today's ingredients. Lamb mince, cucumber, mint, Filo pastry, Greek yoghurt, pita bread, leeks, dark chocolate and orange. They can use as few or as many ingredients as they like. Imelda is a tour guide, but she doesn't believe in direction in the kitchen.
I'm an intuitive cook, and that means there's a bit of drama. Things don't necessarily go exactly according to plan. I do not necessarily consult the recipe, but I do enjoy that journey.
Why are you here on MasterChef then, Imelda?
I'd love to have a career in food, but I really think that I've got something to give in experience and enthusiasm.
Scottish civil servant Kirsty has been cooking since childhood, and it's all because of her mother.
My mum really can't cook, so I started cooking my own meals when I was at school, because I thought, I don't really want that, I'll cook my own, and I just got more and more into it.
Kirsty, you OK? You know what you're doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Pretty confident. Little koftas with some mint and yoghurt dressing. I'm going to see what happens.
Sounds quite nice.
Ben has already left a successful career as a headhunter to open up his own cheese shop, but his sights are set far higher.
I'd love to be recognised at the kind of Michelin star level. That would be a great recognition and something that I would be proud of saying I achieved in my life.
You've got a successful business, OK? Why on earth are you on MasterChef?
I don't get to express my creativity through the business. Cooking is where I get a chance to do that. That's what I really enjoy, is being able to express my creativity through the cooking, seeing people enjoy that.
What about just cooking with cheese?
I don't think you should mess too much with cheese. I don't cook often with cheese, and if hopefully I get to the next stages, you'll see there isn't any cheese at all.
Like what you say, Ben.
Nice to talk to you, Ben. Thank you.
You are just over halfway. Chris, what are you up to? Chocolate and a bain-marie there?
Hopefully it's going to be a chocolate sauce, and this is going to eventually be an orange souffle.
Are you going to manage that, Chris?
I'm going to try my very best.
What's your job now?
I'm doing bar work at the moment, and I've applied to go to catering college.
Wannabe chef Chris believes winning MasterChef is his first step towards his ideal life.
The dream is to have a tiny place in the middle of nowhere in France and cook a few meals a day, but to have a wonderful reputation.
Financial analyst Rebecca wants to test her cooking skills and pursue one of her great passions.
All through my life I've kind of thought, I've done what I'm supposed to do, I went to university, I did my degree and I work in a very solid job and I pay my mortgage, and the cooking is always there in the background, and I just need to know one way or the other if it's something I can do.
What are you making for us, Rebecca?
I think this is going to be a soup.
A soup? Oh, good, good. Flavoured how? Ingredients what?
Leek and potato. See where we go.
And has anybody ever criticised your food? How time flies when you're having fun. You have just 10 minutes left. Mike, you look confident since you came in?
Yeah, I like the ingredients, the sort of ingredients that I cook with at home.
What are you going to give us?
Spicy lamb burgers and a yoghurt and mint sauce.
36-year-old Mike found his priorities in life changed dramatically after a serious illness.
I've had several careers. I was a stockbroker in a former life. And then I got ill and I had cancer and I recovered from that. And part of that recovery process was just thinking life's too short and thinking, I want to do this. I'm a creative person.
1 minute. Whatever you're doing, plate it up.
That's it, time's up, all done, all finished.
Mike is hoping his spicy koftas with a yoghurt, cucumber and mint sauce and balsamic leeks will be his gateway to a new life.
There is something here which is very, very salty because it's wiped away all the flavour of the meat. My palate is slightly stripped, Mike, unfortunately.
I think the idea of balsamic on there is completely wrong. It just doesn't fit in with a Middle Eastern or even a Greek-Turkish dish at all.
Rebecca is looking to show off her skills with a leek and potato soup and a twist of orange zest.
Why, Rebecca, in a nice bowl of autumnal soup, have we got some orange zest?
I think I was thinking about cutting through the creaminess and getting just a tiny bit of sharpness in there.
Can you remember the last time you might have eaten an orange with a potato?
At the moment, no.
There's probably a really good reason for that. Leeks cooked through perfectly. Potatoes are falling apart, which is absolutely lovely. I just wish you'd have had the courage to go, well, look, that's a bowl of soup, I'll leave it at that. I don't want to pretty it up with oranges and...
Thank you.
Ben is hoping his lamb patties with cucumber mint salad will show he's a potential Michelin star chef.
The flavour of the cucumber is lovely and fresh. A little bit of sweetness, a touch of salt, and then your meat kicks in right at the end. If I've got one small criticism, I think you could have seasoned those up and made them really highly seasoned.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
Home cook Kirsty has opted for lamb koftas with a mint yoghurt dressing, a honey glaze and a coriander garnish.
Firstly, you can't make something look more attractive by putting a wilted, dying leaf on there. This looks a little bit pink to me. That's a little bit worrying, Kirsty.
Okay.
They need a lot more seasoning.
Wannabe chef Chris is pinning his French restaurant dream on an orange soufflé with a chocolate sauce. But his soufflé hasn't risen.
You happy?
Reasonably.
Chocolate sauce the right consistency?
It's a little bit thicker than I would have liked.
OK, well, you're an honest man. No, it's too eggy.
OK, fair enough.
And not enough orange. But, look, mate, absolute full marks for attempting something as difficult as that.
I don't get any orange at all, but it does taste like Yorkshire pudding.
Tour guide Imelda is risking it all with a lamb mince Filo pasty and a tomato chilli sauce.
The main flavour I get in there, Imelda, is the mince. To me, something which actually needs a lot more work.
You seasoned your meat really well. But the oil seeping... Can you see how wet?
Okay.
We've got to find 3 of you to go through. You go out there, get yourselves a drink. John and I are going to make a decision, OK? I like Ben.
I think Ben cooked the best plate of food today. He was honest about what he did, he stuck to his guns, and I say he's got a game plan.
Poor old Kirsty. That was the worst plate of food here today by a country mile. Raw koftas.
You put a dead leaf on any plate, you're telling me you're not going to eat the food. Why should you expect anybody else to eat the food?
At home, I'm really quite good, but today the pressure got to me, and I think I'm off back to Glasgow.
I'm really sorry, but I do not want to eat Imelda's sponge with oil.
Imelda doesn't really have much direction with her food.
Really, really, really greasy. OK, what about Chris?
I love him.
He's 22 years old, he's very young, he's very enthusiastic, but God, did he make a cream hash of that orange souffle.
I shouldn't have cooked what I cooked. I was out of my depth doing a souffle when I haven't practiced it before. I should have stuck with something that I know a bit more about.
But you've got to give him a go.
Imelda and Kirsty are out. Ben and Chris are staying. But with only one place left, the fate of Rebecca and Mike hangs in the balance.
Mike, my word, there was a good 3.5 kilo of salt on that little plate.
Oh, yeah.
Now, where's his palate?
The plate actually looked really good. He had an idea of what he was going to do from the start. He had a vision. He saw those ingredients and went, OK, fine, I'm going to make that.
I'm really worried about a man who would do a Middle Eastern dish and then put balsamic on his leeks.
I thought John and Greg were a little harsh about the balsamic. It's only a little hop over the water, really, to the Middle East from northern Italy.
But Rebecca did exactly the same thing. Rebecca turned around and made a really good, honest bowl of soup, which actually was quite well flavoured, and then decided a great orange rind on top.
Wasn't very much of it, in fairness.
No, I know,
it's a tiny amount of zest.
What for? Where does that come from? This is where it becomes difficult for us. Thank you, all of you, for working so hard. We have to make a decision, and it's always difficult for us, but you know the rules.
3 of you are staying, 3 of you are leaving us. Ben? You'll cook for us again, Ben. Well done. Kirsty? And Imelda, sorry, ladies, you're going to have to leave us. We have to lose one more. Chris, you're cooking tomorrow, Chris. Well done. Rebecca? We'll see you tomorrow, Rebecca. Sorry, Mike. Well done.
You just couldn't call it. It was really, really close. I'm just so pleased to get through.
I'm surprised, shocked, and ecstatic to be through. I really didn't think I was going to make it.
I'm still determined to get through to the quarterfinals, and no offence to them, but I don't want to let them win. I don't want to mess up.
For the moment, they can relax, but tomorrow the pressure is on as they face 2 more daunting tests. It's early morning on the second day, and the contestants arrive at Rex Whistler, a restaurant serving modern British food in London's famous art gallery, Tate Britain. Chris, Rebecca and Ben will now have to prove they can stand the pressure of a professional kitchen. They'll be working under the watchful eye of executive chef Sean Davies in a hectic lunchtime service.
Nothing goes out of this kitchen unless I myself are happy with it. So if it's not good enough, it'll be done again. OK? So listen, concentrate, and I want to see some passion and some action.
The doors open, and with over 100 people booked for lunch, there can be no mistakes.
Main course, 3 chicken. Rebecca?
Yes, chef.
Rebecca is juggling the hardest dish of all, crispy chicken, broad bean velouté and a mash salad.
I think I'm coping with the pressure okay.
Rebecca, come on.
Lost my tongs?
Chris, 2 scallops.
Yes, chef.
Wannabe chef Chris is making scallops with a lobster crab sauce. but his first plate is not up to standard.
You see your scallops, you want a bit more colour on those actually.
Okay, a bit more colour.
Meanwhile, Ben is making sea bass with fennel. He immediately takes to service.
Very nice, very nice, very nice.
I'm getting them out. No mistakes so far, fingers crossed.
Young Chris is a fast learner and is soon working like a pro.
Compliments from table 12 said the scallops were fantastic. Well done.
Thank you, chef.
After coming here, I definitely want to work in a kitchen. It's been absolutely amazing.
But halfway through service, Rebecca is struggling. She can't cope with the pressure and her chicken is undercooked.
Problem. This is not cooked.
Rebecca, I want you to cook that chicken like I cooked it, OK?
While Rebecca battles on, Ben is turning out plate after plate of perfect sea bass. 2 hours later, and the contestants have served over 100 people.
Oh, that's nice and cool.
It's time for John and Greg to find out how they got on.
How did Ben actually cope under that pressure?
He coped really, really well. He really got into it. Fantastic. He did really, really well.
Chris is the baby of the bunch.
He was young, but he was very sort of mature. He came in, listened to exactly what I had to say, produced the dish absolutely perfectly. He did a really, really good job.
So tell me about Rebecca.
She didn't have as much passion as the other two. She just sort of hung back a little bit.
If tomorrow you were going to employ one of those people as your right-hand person, who would it be?
Ben had slightly edge. He understood a little bit more. He asked more questions. If I was going to employ any of them, it would have been Ben.
Now they're straight back to MasterChef HQ to cook their best two-course meal. Rebecca just scraped through the first round, and she lost her nerve in the restaurant. Will she be able to make up for lost ground? Chris aimed high, but his hopes fell flat with a sunken soufflé. Today he's proved he can survive under pressure, but now he needs to produce the meal of his life. Ben impressed the judges with his fine flavours, and he coped well in the pro kitchen. Now he needs to prove he's got flair and creativity in the final test.
Very best of luck, 1 hour, cook very, very well. Off you go.
They have to cook a two-course meal of their own design. Only one will win a place in Friday's quarter-final. Chris is cooking a beef and salad main course, but it's his starter that worries the judges.
Chris, not a huge amount of ingredients on this bench.
Don't really need a huge amount of ingredients to cook a great meal, though.
And what great meal are you going to make for us?
I'm keeping it quite simple with the starter. I'm doing a vine tomato and goat's cheese with mint and a hollandaise.
Hollandaise?
Yep.
That's unusual.
I've tried it in the south of France.
I'm very disappointed with Chris because you've got goat's cheese and sliced tomatoes, and the only thing he's doing there is a hollandaise. Goat's cheese, cold, tomatoes, cold, and a hot emulsified sauce? That sounds disgusting.
Rebecca is cooking some of her favourite French dishes, in the hope she'll make up for her performance in the pro kitchen.
A lot of prep you've done here already?
Yeah, I've got to be systematic about things.
And what things are you going to give us?
Grilled fillet of lamb, potato dauphinoise, and broad bean and pea puree.
Rebecca, I have to ask you something.
Ask away.
Are you enjoying your cooking?
When I'm by myself, I enjoy it very much.
Do you not like her?
I am just very unfriendly in the kitchen, to be honest.
If you want to become a master chef, you've got to go on a journey and you've got to be willing to do it. I'm not frightened of the two people who are going to help you on your way. You can't work in isolation in a pro kitchen either.
Half an hour left. Halfway towards culinary immortality.
Ben is confident in the kitchen, but can he show the skill to win this round?
So what are you doing for us, Ben?
Yeah, I'm doing some lovely salt marsh lamb with a buttermint sauce and baby vegetables.
Ben, you really want this competition, don't you, mate?
It means a lot to me, and I've never been as nervous or felt as excited, but also felt as emotional about something as I have about this competition.
He has chosen his vegetables very well. He's got young carrots, young turnip, navet. A butter sauce. Why have we got fatty, delicious lamb with a butter sauce?
The hour is almost up.
2 minutes.
And then it's time for John and Greg to judge which of the contestants is the best cook and worthy of a place in Friday's quarter-final.
Finished, that's it, no more touching. It's done.
Rebecca has made fillet of lamb with potato dauphinoise and broad bean and pea puree. To follow, spicy poached pear in sauterne with chocolate sauce and mascarpone.
I think you have a very enjoyable and very, very tasty plate of food. The lamb seasoned well, sweetness of the peas. I don't think it looks great. I think it tastes wonderful.
You can cook.
You can.
Thank you.
You can cook. We're going to move on to Pudsville.
Okay, well done.
I can't now get very much sauterne from there at all.
Right.
Cinnamon in there, honey in there.
Cloves.
Cloves. We're probably 4 flavours too many.
Okay.
Right, look at that. I thought Rebecca has got a chance in the world of going to the next round because she has closed down on me and she doesn't care about this. After eating your food, you do care.
Absolutely.
Ben has made roast salt marsh lamb with mint hollandaise sauce and baby spring vegetables. For dessert, honey and thyme tuile biscuits with vanilla mascarpone and honey roasted figs.
It's a good-looking plate of food, Ben. Lamb's cooked well. It feels to me as it's missing the guts of a big piece of acid, whether that be vinegar or more lemon in that sauce or whatever it might be.
I'm very, very happy with that. I think your lamb is cooked very, very well. It's all been seasoned very nicely. I do agree with John. It needs to be slightly more acidic.
Let's talk about your very elegant dessert. That is seriously good, and should my friend here not have to taste it, I'd be eating the rest of it. And I don't like desserts, Ben.
Oh, that makes an old veg man very happy.
If you weren't to get through, Ben, would you now just go back to your cheese shop and that's it?
I need to express my creativity through my food, and it's something I've got to face at some stage.
Ben, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Chris has made a starter of goat's cheese, vine tomato and hollandaise sauce. To follow, he's done pan-fried beef with garlic mushrooms and a side of spinach and rocket.
OK, let's see. Here we go. I cannot taste the mint nor the hollandaise.
It's all creamy goat's cheese and fresh tomato. I think the hollandaise was just completely unnecessary.
OK.
We're going to move on to your big beefy main.
A lot of garlic in there. The mushroom flavour is OK. Got to get some seasoning on here. Got to.
If the spinach was there to be eaten with the beef, there'd be a huge, great big pile of it. There's no way you are going to take a forkful of beef with a forkful of leaf each time.
Okay.
It's
arty-farty. I don't know why I really did it.
I think it's very nice. Beef does need a little bit of seasoning. I think you have the makings of a very, very good cook.
Thank you. Thank you very much for working so hard. We've now got to make a decision. Get yourselves a cup of tea, relax, and we'll call you in when we're ready.
I know.
Good competition, although I've got to say, this is most certainly in my mind now a two-horse race. Chris, good young guy, plenty of potential, but at this stage of the game, going for a quarter-final, you've got to do a lot more than slice some cheese and slice some tomato.
There were some pretty big mistakes there. I still don't believe that goat's cheese and hollandaise go together.
I don't know if I would change my starter, because I like that. I really like my starter.
And the idea of a couple of bits of rocket and a few bits of raw spinach on the side of a big hunk of fillet of beef is such a wrong thing to do.
That's Chris gone. It's now a decision between Ben and Rebecca. Ben's food looks like finished article restaurant food. Absolutely love that dessert.
They were really positive about the dessert, which was something that, you know, I'd created from scratch and worked hard on and was really proud of.
Rich, deep flavours, well thought out. He can make the biscuits. Rebecca, she's seriously lacking in finesse.
Ran out of time and literally I had to plate what I had and I couldn't be fancy about it and I wasn't.
Poaching pears, chocolate sauce, doing the lamb, marinating the lamb, making dauphinoise, making pea puree, everything seasoned properly, everything done well.
Ben is more the finished article than her. There's no doubt about that. His 2 plates of food look far, far better.
Rebecca is cooking food that, to me, I want to eat again. And Rebecca is cooking in such a way I think, if we take this girl on this journey, what are we really going to get? I think Rebecca's got natural talent.
These things are too tough. This is far too tough to make a decision like this.
Our quarterfinalist, the person going through to the next round. Ben, congratulations. Well done.
It's all right. No, seriously. Good night.
Oh, brilliant.
I think the words that pleased me most were when the judges can say, yep, you can definitely cook. I think that's all I ever really wanted to hear. I think it was that winning this whole thing was just about getting that kind of confirmation, and I feel like I've got it now.
It's made me want to even more go to catering college and get in that kitchen. I loved being in the kitchen earlier today. It was absolutely spectacular, and I want that buzz again and again and again, forever.
I got through to the quarters.
Oh my God, well done, honey. That is so fantastic.
It's been a really hard day, but I'm really pleased. I guess I've got to come back and really up my game and prove myself.
Is there room for a MasterChef that can't fry a chicken?
Do we have a bowl of pizza without a base? I don't know what it is.
I've never seen anybody do that before.
That's great.